Okay, more rat pest control using the HW100 tool thumbhole variant. Also a big thanks to Tim Spike Davis for the cartoon. It did make me chuckle, and that will be taking pride of place on my wall. Okay, so a bit of experimenting today with the bait. The do's and don'ts of dry baits coming up. I shall show my experiments with the rat's favourite bait, white bread, and the problems you will run into using solid dry bait. And it's okay to say to newcomers to rat shooting, tell them to use liquidised baits only. So I thought I would show why. I've used various mixtures of bait on the rat trails, from chocolate sauce to tuna, oils, etc. and etc. And even with all these liquidised baits, I still have hours and days of not seeing a single rat. Now, one surefire way of bringing the rats out is bread, white bread. I've tried brown bread, nope, doesn't work here. Grated bread doesn't work that great. Only square white bread works on the rats. So with the bread not a suitable bait dried, I tend to totally soak the bread until breaking point. Water works okay, but soon dries. I have found almond oil does work a treat, stays mushy longer, and if the rats make it to the bread, they only take a mouthful and run. But rats are predictable, they soon come back. Now the chicken grain also can be soaked in oil, totally harmless to any wild birds that may feed on it. A quick zero check, great fun spinners, came in very handy. Now first rat just wouldn't stay still long enough for the headshots I'm going for. He gets a mouthful of oil grain and he's off. Impatience getting the better of me, pulled shot. No, as soon as I squeezed the trigger, it was a miss. Then on in, he was darting backwards and forwards, left to right, just wouldn't hold still. Now I don't know if this was the same rat. Again, another miss, pulled left. I take those shots day in, day out. Lucky rat so far. Out from the hut again, totally bypassing the grain. He did make his final mistake. Coming full circle from the grain to the bread. Shortly we'll be seeing why not to use dry solid baits. Now rats can be very agile, and was good to capture on film, and sometimes painful seeing the rats run off with the bread, and hopefully show why you really need liquidised baits, get it across. And it was painful to film seeing the rats scarper off with the bread. A nice headshot, dispatch, side on. Now okay, just showing the dry bread, it really does bring the rats out in force as soon as you place this. So as you can see, dry solid baits are an absolute no-no. Very agile, no safe stationary shots can be taken on the rats. Now he's chomping down on that bread, panics, makes off to the side, but rats being predictable, I know he would be back. So I took the side-on headshot. Now great to film, but just shows how quick and agile these little buggers can be. So, bread for me is a last resort to use. On quiet days, you're guaranteed plenty of rat action when you place the bread out. Now I've had rats come out even when placing the bread. Absolutely no fear. And I've learned when I break out the bread, make sure I've all loaded up, ready. It's that quick, they will show. So I've been experimenting on different methods of keeping the bread wet. Water, cooking oil, linseed oil, almond oil. Almond oil works best at keeping the bread's shape, and if the rats does make it to the bread, you can't make off with the whole thing. Now rainy days, again, nice big puddles, soaked bread in the middle of the puddles work great. Surprising how rats will tiptoe around water. Took many a rat shot on rats just hesitating around puddles of water. Some don't like to get their feet wet. I showed interest in the bread. Originally I thought was a miss, was actually a hit. And the feeder, 30 yards-ish, showing some rat action. Nice, clean headshot. About 20 minutes later, his mate shows up. Again, headshot. Now this one's a twitcher. With the twitching rats, and some will, I generally follow up with a second shot, just in case. That's just muscle spasms from the rat. Another white bread, really bringing the rats out. So nice mid-sized rat. And now this chap, I was just taking the headshot as he moved to his right. Now the shot, luckily, was a killing shot, and it turned out to be a side-on chest shot. Now 30-yard rat, enjoying the oily seed. Nice little headshot. Now the smell of the almond oil, really drawing the rats in. Now I really couldn't take this shot, too risky with the bird in the foreground, not a safe shot. The bird did spook the rat, but he soon showed up again. And this shot, my fault, squeezed the shot way too late. And again, just waiting for the headshot. Each visit to the feed, the rat's confidence growing. He decides finally to sit at the grain. No rush, rat shooting. And a second shot, just making sure. Now again, another headshot. Again, a twitcher, just as a precaution. Second headshot is taken. Another fag break over. Calm the nerves. Just adding to Craig's allotment, tobacco plants. Again. I do pick them up afterwards. I do, Craig. Okay, the next shot, I'm going to break it down, so viewer discretion is advised. Now, I don't show go for go's sake. I'm just trying to show the importance of shot placement and the importance of the follow-up shot that was taken. Now, this fella had a handy scar or white hairs in the centre of his head, so aiming for the white mark, I take the shot. Shot was bang on target. Now, the white mark I aimed for, second and third frame shot taken with the screen blur, pellets on its flight path. Now remember, the camcorder is higher than the scope. Head goes back with the impact. Now I'm sure that's the pellet exiting the rat's head. Strange angle though. Again, just nerves from the rat, but the follow-up shot was taken aiming for the rat's left eye. Now, quite graphic, but hopefully showing the importance of a judged shot placement. Now, I have made the video age restricted because of that shot. The accuracy of the HW100 really will at times outshoot me. Any misses is really down to me. Now, 25-yard headshot again, another twitcher. Quickly reload, taking aim just behind the rat's ear. Another rat, heading towards their bread. Our final rat of the day, headshot. This rat was an absolute nightmare to retrieve between the door frames. Left underneath the huts, they will rot and stink the place out. Terrible. So, that was the HW100 on the rats, hopefully showing through the pitfalls of using dry solid baits. May not work on your permission, but these rats love the bread, so bread soaked in almond oil is working well so far. I'm still tweaking it. And coming soon, being filmed on the rat shoot, is the night vision kit from Night Vision. A box cam style night vision setup turns your bog standard day scope into a very capable night vision scope. Heads up style shooting, the kit is being used on this particular rat shoot. That video will be coming soon, so drop a subscribe, don't miss it. So just 3 quick shout outs before I go. One is to the two Johns at Lockstock at Mailey Bridge, Sheffield. Second mention would be to John at Hardy's on Ecclesall Road, again Sheffield. And finally to Tim Spike Davis for the rather excellent cartoon. Much appreciated, Tim. Thank you very much. So, that's me done. I'm off for a bacon butty and a cup of Yorkshire tea. Lad.